It looks like it worked. Gotta love, we're gonna flip-flop this around. There we go. This is my first time using this particular piece of software, so, and the mic is totally, I'm just running off, like, my laptop off this side. It's not anything impressive or amazing. But, according to the maths, let's see, Stitch, I'm trying to get my progress back. It should be in here, 6:56 p.m. Perfect. Or I have to move. Zip, sorcerer, there it is, sorcerer. Okay, perfect. I think it says that I only have 100 stitches left. Okay, sounds like Twitch is putting weird stuff in the chat. I'm gonna ignore that. Can I? Yeah. I'm gonna mute that. That is so cool. This is the granted, this is actually super nifty software. Big shout out to Karen Needlebug for making this suggestion. I'm still getting used to it. There's some, but it's actually pretty remarkable how much getting used to it I don't need to do. As a matter of fact, it's pretty. I was able to get it set up and get everything all put together extremely quickly. And it's really nice because it actually allows me to output to Twitch and YouTube and maybe more. Who knows? I don't actually have a ton of social media. And then it works with this little light. I have this new light. So yeah, I'm just and I'm learning the little bits and bobs. In fact, can I remove that? I can mute it, but I can't remove it. Okay, well, that's fair. Thanks, Twitch, for putting a whole paragraph of stuff up there. I'm still learning all of the bits and bobs that I want to do, like how big I want to make the chat, and but it's cool that I can even have a chat. That's, yeah. No, I'm still getting used to the interface, all of that stuff. For the moment, I'm gonna see if I can just, if it's just good enough, I'll go back and watch it later. And the mic will totally be different. On a normal situation, I'd have an actual full mic set up. Ding. Okay, so yeah, it's out of frame, but I have my little teacup needle minder. See if I can move this down a little bit. Yep, my little teacup needle minder. There he is. He's quite large and he sticks up quite a bit. He's quite heavy, but he's so cute. I can't not use him. He's so cute. I'm not going to be able to do this for very long. This is entirely just a tech demo. This is entirely just to see if I can A, stitch in this particular room of the house, and if my laptop would work at all. Normally I stitch from my, or normally I would do something like this from my desktop, but yeah, total tech demo, just kind of a Wednesday evening. It's Wednesday evening for me. I think I already managed to screw up my floss. That's okay. Not that I need a ton of floss to begin with. And honestly, I probably should have something playing in the background. Silly me. Silly Tori, whatever were you thinking? So we're going to actually make this down to about -13. And I'm going to try just playing some YouTube stuff I listen to. No copyright anything going on here. This is totally just... Yep. I'm just going to drop that down. And hopefully it's not coming through on the feedback. It is. It's coming through on the feedback. Okay. So what I'm going to do is drop that down and see if it's still coming through. It is not. Bummer. Well, hey, that's what experiments are for. I wonder if experiment number 2. Well, I won't fuss with that at the moment. I don't want to wind up in a situation where I've got ugly, horrible feedback loop type stuff going on. Because I'm just using a microphone that's, yeah, if I had headphones to plug into it, I could do that, but I can't. So this is going to be a quiet stream where I mess up my floss and talk to thin air. That's okay. I'm quite good at talking to thin air. Maybe that's why I started or wanted to do the whole concept of the streaming in the first place, or Let's Plays, which is actually doubly ironic because large chunks of my Let's Plays are quiet as I suddenly stop and have to think and process. I think I said it in my first Subnautica stream, but my brain is kind of like a switchboard with like 128 ports on it, but only one switchboard light can be active at a time. This is my Velka Patoki stands. Cite Teresa Little Stitcher once more for influencing me. This was actually a long time ago. I've had this stand a long time. I saw her, I think it was Floss Tube number 65, where she talked about this stand, and I was totally sold because I do think that stands, cross stitch stands, bleh, in particular, are pretty not pretty. They tend to be kind of basic and or ugly often. So I was like super excited by it, and he's a good little stand. He's not perfect. He has his downsides sometimes, but for doing little smalls like this on a hoop, he is absolutely perfect. So what I'm doing right now is I normally try not to do this much parking, but holy crap, there's quite a few kind of color changes, and especially stitching over 2 the way I am. 823. Especially stitching over 2 the way I am, it's very easy for me to have issues not landing in the right spot. In fact, I recorded for a Stitch With Me, a pre-recorded Stitch With Me earlier that I actually released earlier today of stitching this kind of little bottom piece right here. I had done the rest of this later today, but this little bottom piece right here. But unfortunately, I ended up having to frog the whole dang thing because I had messed up and kind of sort of couldn't figure out where I had messed up. I ended up restitching it to the point where I could just continue from where I left off. So, yeah, that was not fun. And the best part was that I kind of didn't really figure it out until like after I had done the recording. So you don't even really see me stop and frog it, I don't think. I ended up having to frog quite a bit. So I do a combination of cross-country and parking, basically as needed when necessary. My tension's really loose right now too. I'm tired. It's a tired brain on a tired day, but that's kind of the perfect time to do stitching actually. I just sit here and stitch away, doing my little test. And the fact that I only have 100 stitches left is a little bit like, if I could get a finish, it would be ironic if the quality was really poor on the video, but if I could get a finish, I mean, why not? I only have 100 stitches left. That it should not be. I should be able to get that done today. And if I don't, then I'll have basically barely any left in the morning, and I'll just have to take a picture. I'm actually working on a video that is a catalog of the journey that was my Littlest Fairy project, which I actually, the first stream I was ever on, the first time I was ever live with anybody or on YouTube was with Game Masters. Game Masters, fantastic channel, by the way, for D&D stuff. And, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to finish him. And, I actually think I showed Littlest Fairy in that video because I was talking about cross stitch for part of it. Maybe it was the second one we did. But that, you know, you see the finished project, and especially people who aren't stitchers don't always know how long it takes and how much work can go into one of those. So I put together a slideshow basically of all the pictures. Now, the pictures, when I started Littlest Fairy, it was long enough ago that I wasn't even tracking stitching stuff. I'm a monogamous stitcher, so it's not like I have a ton of whips or anything like that. I don't really have anything to track. So let's see, I'm gonna do these ones over here, which is 336. So having nothing to track, and yeah, it's really easy when you only have one project. You just work on that project. You're not. I wasn't really interested in taking pictures or anything. I mean, I took pictures, but the pictures were not. The pictures that I have and the pictures that I took were not for like, what's the word? For like keeping for the sake of the project. It's not like I was taking a progress picture and going, "Oh, here's my progress on this project." It was more like me texting somebody and going, "Oh, hey, here's what I'm working on right now." So all of the pictures I have of Littlest Fairy, or almost all of the pictures I have of Littlest Fairy, are not taken like me cataloging this thing that turned into like 4 years of my life. And not just 4 years of my life, but 4 extremely transformative years of my life. I went to very drastically different living situation, all good stuff, but looking back on it now is just kind of crazy. Some of those old pictures of like, wow, it's hard to believe what my life was like and what it is now, and simultaneously how long I was working on that project combined with how quickly the everything changed. Let's see, we're gonna go over here. I think I messed that up actually. Go figure. Oh no, I didn't mess that up. Yeah. No, oh no, I did mess that up. There's supposed to be two of these. Oh, I didn't mess that up. I'm losing my mind. I am legit losing my mind. But yeah, anyways. So if anyone has popped in, welcome, welcome. We're just doing some stitching. I apologize for the lack of music. I don't have my proper desktop set up at this point. But that's kind of the idea behind the test anyways. What can handle what? How's the volume coming through? All that stuff. I mean, I won't worry so much about the mic volume. I have a better mic that I wouldn't realistically be using. Okay, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to do these two. That means that one's done. You know, one of the reasons I don't like parking, or one of the dangers for me for parking, is the concept that I can end up with multiples of the same color. So I think, oh no, I'm not. This one and then this one down here are actually two different colors, but they're so dang similar. But I will do that where I will end up parking a color down here and then starting that exact same color over here somewhere, and I just end up all over the place. So yeah. Other than that, anyone who's popping in, I hope your day was good. I hope things are treating you well, and that you're sitting down to relax or whatever the appropriate time is. It's 6 p.m. 6 p.m. 7 p.m. It's 7 p.m. here for me, so definitely going to be winding down. I'm one of those crazy early bird peoples. You know, there are many people that are like just sitting down to dinner with their families right about this time. You know, 7 o'clock is dinner time to them, and to me, 7 o'clock is bedtime. But I also get up at 4 in the morning. And when I'm not getting up at 4 in the morning for work, on the weekends, I'm getting up at usually 5 in the morning because I have been trained over 20 years of getting up at that hour to just wake up at that time hour. That's why my Saturday streams, when I do my Saturday streams, it's 5 o'clock, usually 5 o'clock in the morning for me. I think they actually started around 4, but as life got a little busier there for a bit, I started sleeping in more. So we're gonna circle back around and we're gonna do this one up here first, like so. And then that's gonna allow us to do this corner one so that we're not having to go in an upward direction. Because I finish up, so can't do an upward direction unless I do half legs. Do that one, yep. That one. This is definitely a lot easier than the first time I did it though. Having a little bit of direction or input on how to, having a little bit of input on how to have the camera so that it wasn't getting in between me and the stitching was helpful. Extremely helpful. Karen Needlebug helped me out with that. Should definitely go check out her channel. She has so much cross-stitching advice that I can't even begin to scratch the surface of the catalog of knowledge that she has. Very awesome stuff. And then on top of that, she's often has little tidbits, little kind of wisdoms, which I really enjoy hearing. I really enjoy hearing that stuff because I like the reminder. I like keeps me honest. You know, it's really easy to have platitudes, you know, treat others the way you want to be treated, etc. But when you're emotional and you're stressed and you're in the moment and you're dealing with this and dealing with that, and there's, you know, we crumble and we kind of fail and we don't always hold to those things, even though we know them to be true. We know we should treat other people the way we want to be treated, or at least most decent people know that. Oh, I messed up there. That's okay. We know these things and we're not bad people. We just sometimes we forget, sometimes we get complacent, we get busy, we get insert all the life stuff that happens to us here. And so I kind of like putting on videos, or I kind of like when videos like Karen puts those little reminders in there, because I hear that and then I get a little I feel a little tinge of shame, like, oh, I haven't been doing that. I haven't been being as nice as I could be. I've been being judgmental and I shouldn't be. Shame, for shame. So we're trying to get some of this parking out of the way. Using Pattern Keeper off to the side here. Oh, I somehow managed to mess that up too, did I? Does that mean that's not 6 across? That means that is not 6 across. So wait a minute, this whole gap from here to here, this whole extended bit right here is messed up. There's like an extra row in here now, which means there's going to be an extra row cut off on this side. The million-dollar question I now am asking myself is, can I get away with just sort of stitching around it? Like, can I just insert some stitches over here and then take out a series of stitches over here and kind of just fudge it? Because that's a lot to frog all of that. That's a pain. Especially when I'm so close to the end. I think that I'm going to give it my best shot. So I think what I'm going to do is duplicate this. This is a lighter color. I think that's a more medium color. That's a pinkish color. Yeah, we don't want to do that. So if I'm going to duplicate, I'm going to duplicate this color, not the pink, bright pink color. So I'm going to do this. So that's kind of the way that is. So I must have miscounted going across this way would be my wager. And then I'm going to kind of, yeah, I'm just going to, it's going to throw off this too. It's going to be off kind of all the way down. I'm just going to do my best, honestly. Maybe it's tired Tori talking, but So actually, I'm going to do this over here because the whole thing is just going to be off. So I'm going to mark that, and then up into, that's actually where that should be. Oh, thanks for that little notification, Prism. So that's going to be up one, and so then that one should be over here. And then that's going to put us back on track. No, other stitchers are looking at me like, are you nuts? That's not that bad. That's not that much to frog at all. That's easy. Just frog it real quick. It'll take 15 minutes. And they're probably most definitely right. I am just being that lazy about it. That's a bad example. Don't do that. Don't follow my example. Take the time to do your stitching right. Don't be lazy like me. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do actually. I'm going to take onto my pattern keeper and I'm going to go like this. Then I'm going to mark that as done because that technically is done. And then I'm going to do a 1, 2, 3. Whoops. 1, 2, 3. I'm basically kind of marking around what I've done. So that's done. So I have that. I have that. And that. So those two are done. Well, no, I don't. I have frog that, and then 2, and so the third one up. This is remarkably imprecise. Let me get my pen out. Alright, 1 there, 1 done, 1 there, 1 there. Wrong color though they may be. And then I got 1, 2, 3, 4, essentially 4 across. Kind of like that. There we go. And then I've got these guys right here, and then I've got 1, 2. Oh, I see what happened. It's not this that's incorrect. Or is it? No, it is kind of incorrect too. Wow, what in the world did I manage to do here? Oh my goodness. Most of the quote-unquote test of this is going to be just me trying to figure out the heck I did. But that's okay. I guess that's kind of stitching for you, isn't it? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's actually this piece that's off right here, though, because there should be 3 right here. Or should there? 2, 2. Oh, no, no. It should be up. Because there's 2. Oh, these aren't correct either. Okay, so that explains that. Okay, nope, nope, it is this one. I was right the first time. Okay, so and I think I finished off that one color. And then this is going to be that color. Okay, so we're going to kind of go back to, we're going to deal with some of this parked stuff. And what I'm going to do is just kind of green and bare it, as it were, and move on. Mostly because the majority of it is all good and correct. And it's kind of a whole bunch of different of the same kind of purpley bluish colors. It'll be a little wonky looking, but I don't think it's gonna wreck it too bad. I think if you're staring at it from a distance, you're probably not gonna notice, or hopefully not gonna notice. It might look a little off, but I mean, technically there's bits that I totally messed up in the scroll over here, all this along the side, this dark stuff. That's not entirely correct either. But looking at it now, you almost can't even tell. You pretty much can't even tell because it's dark around the edges and it's light right there. And then kind of darkish right where that shadow would be, and it looks like a scroll. So, of course, the mistake in the scroll edge is a little less egregious than this swirl that I've managed to mess up. That's just how it goes. You know, I only have 100 stitches left. Woohoo! Let's go. Let's do this. And then, well, spend an hour to half an hour figuring out how you managed to mess that all up. Clear. Clear. Just gonna use my pen because it's accurate. No. No. Oh, I see what you're doing. Occasionally there's a glitch where a stitch doesn't look like it's done on Pattern Keeper, but it actually is done. And if you move it, then it'll reset itself. So we're going to end this blue star. I'll have to find the link so I can put it in the descriptions of the shop where I bought these. So technically, this pattern isn't like a pattern that you can actually go buy. There's a shop, it's like something Tavern Duke. I gotta go find the link. There's a shop that sells this image for the different D&D classes as stickers, and I bought the sticker. And so after buying the sticker, I took the image, and so let's see. So this is going to be I'm just gonna end this one. I'm just gonna end and reset myself. Pretty sure I know what color that is, but yeah, I bought the sticker, and then I went to a website that allows you to take images and turn them into cross stitch patterns, and that's what I did because I really liked the image, and I wanted to make something for my D&D players, and this seemed like a good idea. And I did pay for the stickers. I did purchase the stickers, so I tried to give back. I didn't just I mean, at first I just took the image off the internet and then just made a pattern out of it. But I'm giving it away as a gift. I don't plan on selling it or making any money off of it or anything like that. But while I waited for the stickers I bought the stickers and then I waited for them to show up. So I was stitching on it while I was waiting for them to show up. But I did go back and buy extra goodies from the shop. I bought one sticker for each of the D&D classes that I'm planning on making, and then they gave me an extra one. Either they gave me an extra one or I ended up with an extra one. I'm not sure how it worked, but I ended up with a barbarian, which nobody in my party is playing a barbarian, so oi. I have an extra barbarian. I think my favorite part is that the hit dice for each of the classes is in the image. So the reason why this sorcerer picture has this big old giant square in it right here, this big square right here, is actually because their hit dice is a d6. So this must be 7. I'm banking that this is the 7. Which must mean that this dark blue right here is actually the equals. Pretty sure it is. Yep. Little entanglement there. Okay, so since we're very positive this is that 7, we're gonna pop you right here. Make sure that other thread doesn't get in the way. It's all part of the repair process, I guess. There we go. Come here, bugger. So you are most likely that equal sign. Pretty sure you are. Pretty sure you're the equal sign. Which is, in fact, 336. Where is my... Oh, I just had it. That's why. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I have no doubt. I have no doubt that that's what that is. Okay. So, that means that that's going to come out next to our 7 over here, and we're just going to continue with that. Relatively positive that that is all good and correct. Yep, that looks about right. I have had issues with the over 2 stitching where I get off by 1. So I've got X's that are misaligned. So I'll have, the corner of this X should actually be here. And I've had it where the corner is actually 1 down here, and they're off by like a half step. They're off by like a half step. So I have had that happen. It's no bueno. And I need to go straight up. No, I don't. I'm going to cheat. That just seems to be the theme of the hour, isn't it? Lots of cheating. I don't know if this is a great example for what to do. Too much cheating. It's okay. Sometimes we just creatively cheat. Okay, there we go. It's not the prettiest or the neatest, but it's honestly good enough. Okay. And then we're going to pop over here, and then we're going to continue that guy up and around the corner. And then that is going to get one more park thread out of our way and make some more progress. So the odds of me getting a finish are not actually as good as I thought. It was wishful thinking. It was the hope that counts. Oh, yep, there we go. Because then we're coming down to the top of, yep, okay. Now I'm set with myself. I'm actually going to have to end this here pretty soon. Again, with the, normally my bedtime is like right now. I was super excited. I just really wanted to test this new software, this new setup. What's really great about this is actually fairly, I literally just picked up my phone is in like a clamp type thing, and then I've got my light, and I've got my project here and my little stand and a laptop next to me, so I could pick this up and go literally anywhere in my house. Like dining room table, couch, desk. About the only thing that's causing me some headache at the moment is the fact that the laptop is on Wi-Fi and my tower is hardwired. So that impacts that. There goes the heater. And the whole mic thing. But I could probably find a cheaty way around that, like wireless headsets and such. I don't know that I really plan on doing that many stitchings away from my desktop, but it's really nice to know the capabilities. It's nice to know what I can do, what the program will let me do. But I will say that this is thus far a step and above what I was using. I was using OBS and something called DroidCam. And I mean, it worked, it functions, it did what I needed it to do. I particularly liked it, the interface, and I liked it for the game streams that I do, but at this point, I'm kind of thinking that I should have gotten a hold of this program sooner. So, again and again and again, I'll say it as many times as I need to. Many, many thanks to Miss Karen Needlebug for her wonderful advice and introducing me to this program. She was so nice. She not only told me about the program as a recommendation, but she sent me a whole little video that she said little video. She sent me this little kind of video that she put together. I don't know if I thought she just recorded it and put it together just there. Maybe it's something she had in her backlog of her channel, but anyway, she sent it to me of like, okay, here's how you use it, here's how you set it up, and I mean, it was step by step. Now, I'm pretty techie, so most of the stuff that I saw was very like, oh yeah, okay, I get that. Oh, okay, yeah. And I found myself occasionally kind of skipping ahead 5 seconds here and 5 seconds there, because there were certain concepts that I'm pretty familiar with. But it was still super, super nice to in case there was a step I didn't know or wasn't familiar with or couldn't figure out, I could go back and reference that and be like, okay, there's this one step I missed. What was that over here? And just the fact that she took the time to make that, and that, you know, she could have just sent me a message and said, hey, try this program. It's a cool program. And that I would have figured it out eventually, but she went out of her way to put that whole thing together, and so I had it for reference, and that was just like, oh, what a sweetheart. She saved my memorabilia project. I ran into this dilemma, being as it was my first project with specialty stitching and 1/1 and over 2 and beading. I haven't even gotten to the beading, but it's my first project like that. And I got to one part and I kind of panicked. I was like, oh crap, how do I do this? And so I was able to ask her, like, please help me. And she's like, here's how you do it. And I'm like, oh, thank you. It took a big, it's a simple thing, but said simple thing took a lot of stress off of me because I was stressing pretty bad, which seems silly, but I really was. Why are you, what the heck is going on there? Yeah, pull tight, you silly. Got a tail though. I ixnay the tail. What it was um the Mirabilias have certain spots where they want you to do a blend. So this is 2/2. So this right here is actually 2 strands of floss. This is actually 2 strands of floss. You can't even see it, but it's actually 2 strands of floss. And there's a bit, but they're of the same color. And so there's these blends that you do where you take 1 strand of one color, 1 strand of another color, and you're supposed to do it 2/2 like this. But the particular color that it was skin. And on the Mirabilia project, something that a lot of stitchers do is they do this skin, what's called 1/1, which is a finer, more detailed form of stitching that's is only 1 strand instead of 2 strand, and for every one of these, there's actually 4. So let's see if I have the capabilities. So each of these stitches is 2. Whoop. Each of these stitches is 2, but the 1/1, actually, these letters are done 1/1. So all this little dark stuff in the E right here, that is all 1/1 stitching. You basically can't even see it, I don't think. But there's teeny tiny, so there's 4 of those little brown stitches to every one of these light colored stitches. And I didn't know how to do that for the skin and still maintain the look of the 1/1 stitching. I didn't want to have skin that was this fine stitching and then all of a sudden in the middle of nowhere have the poofy stitching. It was, I was like stressing. I'm like, but then do I pick one of the colors? And if so, how do I pick it? And of course the solution was something really, really simple. So just do one leg of one color and one leg of another. And I was like, oh, that is just way too simple. Go figure, I had to try and overcomplicate it. 1, 2, 3, so we're going to come down. 1, 2, 3, and because I'm not confident on that, we're going to park. And I turned the heater on way too high by accident. I was cold, I turned the heater on, now I regret certain decisions. Because now it's 1,000,000 degrees in here. Okay, I don't think, let's see, where's been, oh, it's been 40 minutes. That's not bad. I don't think, I'm clearly not going to get it finished, but all I have left is a little bit, this swirl right here, essentially, just this part right here. So, yeah, I'm going to go back, I'm going to kind of quality control and see how good or bad the output was. Play around with my software a little bit more, but if you pop in after the fact, popping in after the fact, thanks for checking it out. And I'm so close to a finish. This is it. This is it. And then the whole thing is done. I'm just gonna zoom out for a bit. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. So obviously that's not all of it. There's a chunk up here in the top that you kind of can't fully see, but you get the idea. There's two golden hands right here. There's swirls over here. There's swirls over here. So even still that it's in its hoop. But yeah, that is I am so close to done. And then as soon as I'm done with Sorcerer, it will probably be Rogue next. I have Sorcerer, Rogue, Artificer, and Ranger. And Artificer, I'm waiting on. My sister's helping me fix the fabric because I had this perfect fabric, but it got messed up. She's helping me fix it, and so I can't do Artificer next. Um, and then, but I'm thinking Rogue. I have this nice kind of bluish blue fabric, and the Rogue image is blue and black, mostly like has a black D8 and it has kind of blues and blacks in it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. That'll be interesting. So yeah, we'll keep going. I'll catch you next time.